Tim Burton's Wednesday, Netflix's newest drama, premiered on November 23 after months of teasers. Wednesday was an instant success, debuting at number 1 on the streamer's top 10 shows in the United States for the entire release weekend. Wednesday is an American supernatural comedy horror television series based on the Addams Family character Wednesday Addams. Hello there guys, welcome back to our channel. Don't forget to drop a like before we move on. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to our channel. By clicking the bell symbol, you may also enable post notification. Let's get started without further ado. Wednesday centers the story on iconic Addams Family member Wednesday, who attends the infamous Nevermore Academy. During her time at Nevermore, Wednesday attempts to solve a mystery plaguing the town of Jericho while also dealing with her psychic abilities, all while attending high school. Here are 7 hidden details you may have missed in Wednesday Season 1. Wednesday, our protagonist, gets into a coffee shop fight in the first episode of Wednesday because she despises pilgrims. Wednesday despises pilgrims. A Pilgrim World, a pilgrim-themed amusement park in Jericho, is a sequel from Addams Family Values, in which Wednesday and Pugsley are sent to camp. Wednesday can't stand the place and its celebration of American colonialism. She even beats up a few pilgrim-dressed teens for good measure. The righteous hatred of pilgrims is a reference to the Thanksgiving play at the end of the Addams Family Values on Wednesday. In one of the film's most famous scenes, Wednesday takes a stand for Native Americans by torching the Pilgrims' first Thanksgiving. In the episode, Wednesday saves Pugsley from a school locker after bullies stuff him inside. Pugsley is seen tied up with red string, helpless with an apple lodged in his mouth. As a result, Wednesday seeks out the jocks who pursued her brother and sends piranhas their way. This refers to the 1991 film The Addams Family, in which Pugsley is tied up with an apple in his mouth for the first time. Early at Nevermore Academy, Wednesday discovers the location of a secret society known as the Nightshades. To enter their domain, Wednesday must first solve a riddle, an inscription on a statue of poet Edgar Allan Poe. Wednesday easily solves it and realizes that one must snap their finger twice to get in. Later in the episode, Miss Thornhill snaps twice to enter the library. The 2 snaps are from the Addams Family theme song, including iconic clicking. It's also a nod to Christina Ricci's role as Wednesday in the 1991 film The Addams Family, in which she also did the clicking. The iconic 2-finger snaps are featured throughout the song. Wednesday, Morticia, and Gomez meet with Principal Weems upon their arrival at Nevermore Academy. Wednesday learns during their conversation that she has been assigned to her mother's old dorm, Ophelia Hall. The placement of Wednesday in the Ophelia dorm has thematic significance in the story. She, like Ophelia, feels the weight of her family ambition on her shoulders. Wednesday, no matter how hard she tries, will always be in her mother's shadow. She nearly goes insane, but realizes that forging one's path in the world is perfectly fine. Finally, Wednesday is the polar opposite of Ophelia, a strong, resilient young woman who defies society's archaic systems. A portrait of Cousin It, a member of Addams Family, can be found in the basement of Nightshades, a secret society. In episode 7, Uncle Fester appears and assists Wednesday in tracking down Nevermore founder Nathaniel Faulkner's diary, in which he documented every outcast community around the world. Ignatius It turns out, was his right-hand man who trained generations of Nightshades. Fester suggests that Thing figure out the combination to the safe that holds the diary. The portrait of Ignatius hiding in the safe in the Nightshades library, bears Supreme Shade's inscription and the years of birth and death. Uncle Fester, Gomez's brother, introduced him, and he appeared in the first television adaptation of the Addams Family. Despite not being human, he is biologically related to the Addamses. He has blonde hair that reaches to the ground. He wears a signature bowler hat and round sunglasses and speaks only gibberish. It's no coincidence that Edgar Allan Poe is a fictional alumnus of Nevermore Academy. Aside from school's name being a Poe reference in and of itself, there are Poe references throughout the series. Believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see, says Wednesday in episode 2. Some of Nevermore's most famous alumni picked up on this. It's no surprise he became a drug-addled maniac. Like Poe stories, Wednesday is based on mysteries, monsters, and mayhem with an ending twist worthy of the Gothic author. And while Wednesday frequently quotes her favorite Agatha Christie and her nemesis Mary Shelley, throughout the series, Burton throws a cask of Amontillado at his series to Poe it up. Wednesday has a foreboding and significant vision of ravens. Principal Weems has a taxidermed raven on her desk, And the Poe Cup is a medley of Poe literary trivia. In episode 2, students must paint their canoes for the Poe Cup, each based on a classic Poe short story. Enid and Wednesday teams mention the Black Cat, whereas Bianca mentions the Gold Bug. The other two teams are based on the Pit and the Pendulum and the Cask of Amontillado. And one of them includes Xavier and Enid's crush Ajax, rowing across Raven Island to retrieve a flag the teams race back to the mainland. Mark Scruton, the show's producer design, revealed on Wednesday that hidden references were built into the show sets, specifically in the northern town of Jericho. A lot of the shop fronts in Jericho were stolen right out of the Addams cartoons. Scruton said of the set's meaning, "There's a florist here, as well as a cobbler and a thrift store." In addition to references to the original Addams Family cartoons, the showrunner surnames Miles Miller and Alfred Gough appear on the window of Wednesday's therapist office, and there are hidden references to Tim Burton's films. Metal weather vanes hang on the wall of Tyler's workplace. Weather Vane's coffee. Close inspection reveals a headless horseman design from Burton's Sleepy Hollow and Willy Wonka's top hat. Scruton revealed a few mice hidden in the taxidermy shop Uriah's Heep that also referenced Burton's films. When season 1 ended, we saw a connection between Crackstone and Wednesday and him being destroyed. We saw Gomez and Morticia Addams being spared for the crime committed 3 decades ago. When the series ended, we saw that after Wednesday received the phone as a gift from Xavier, we saw her leave to go home, but as she did, she received a text message with photos of herself and Tyler inside the coffee shop, alongside a message saying somebody was watching her. So season 1 ended with unanswered questions. One would imagine it would be a student at the school due to the first photo taken at Nevermore Academy. Some may guess it may be Bianca due to their rocky friendship, but they made friends and both contributed to saving. So the next guess will be Sheriff. Despite not being the one who transformed him into the Hyde, his father could blame Wednesday for becoming entangled in all the trouble that was occurring when they started being around each other more, so that one is a little more plausible. He had his son taken away from him. Another guess is around Bianca, her mother, and her fellow sirens, who utilized their powers for the wrong reasons. We heard Bianca got into Nevermore by using her siren luring abilities and making them do as she pleased, granting her a replacement as a student. The Morning Songs are a group of people tricked into being part of the cult, and Bianca's mother runs it. We don't know how dangerous the group is at this point, but they could well go on to become the main villain in season 2 of the show. Anyway, we have to wait and see season 2 of Wednesday to know about the identity of a stalker who is watching her, and how did the stalker get her phone number. The next will be the whereabouts of Marilyn Thornhill. We know she is still alive and were not present when the cops detained her. She either escaped or was detained. She'll undoubtedly reappear on Wednesday to get revenge for what happened at the end of season 1. There is no way that Xavier will give up on Wednesday's affections after giving her that phone and programming his number into it so she could text him. There will be a romantic plot between Xavier and Wednesday in the upcoming season. That's all we've got for today, guys. Also, don't forget to thumbs up the video and subscribe for more entertaining content, and we'll see you again soon.